In the news at noon, Federal Executive Council approved 79.649 billion naira for dualization of Odukpani-Itu-Ikot Ekpene Road in Akwa Ibom State. Nigeria records 582 new COVID-19 cases with 44 new cases in Akwa Ibom. Governor Udom Emmanuel calls for upward review of revenue allocation to states by federal government. On the foreign scene, New York declares state of emergency over flood issues. In sports, Nigeria wins table tennis bronze in 2020 Paralympic Games in Tokyo. Details coming up shortly. Good afternoon and welcome to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Uyo, my name is Xavier Robert. We begin this afternoon with a resolution report that the Federal Executive Council FEC, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari, has approved 79.649 billion naira for completion of the dualization project on the Odukpani-Itu-Ikot Ekpene Road in Akwa Ibom State. The Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, told newsmen after the meeting that the approval relates to the section from Okuiboku Power Plant to Abak, about 26 kilometers. According to him, the Council's approval followed a memo which sought an award of the contract to Mercer's Sematech Nigeria Limited, adding that the contract is expected to be executed within 16 months. The minister stressed that the move to repair the road was in recognition of the heavy cargo that passes through that area from the south-south to the north-central, Benue through Katsina to the southeast to Abia, noting that it is a very important trade link for the country. In health, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) says the country recorded 582 new COVID-19 cases, with 44 new cases in Akwa Ibom, bringing the total number of infections in the country to 193,013. The NCDC said this via its official website, adding that the recent surge was driven by the spread of the Delta variant in the country. The Public Health Agency said the fresh cases were reported from 15 states and the FCT: Lagos 175, Rivers 124, Edo 60, Delta 57, Akwa Ibom 44, Anambra 25, Bayelsa 22, Gombe 19, Ekiti 12, FCT 12, Kaduna 11, Kano 6, Benue 5, Plateau 5, Ogun 3, and Jigawa 2. It stated that on the day under review, 241 COVID-19 patients recovered and were discharged from various isolation centers across the country, while 11 persons died of complications from the virus. It noted that so far, 179,000 recoveries and 2,480 deaths have been reported in the country. Back here, Akwa Ibom State, Governor Udom Emmanuel has called on the federal government to review upward the revenue allocation to states in order to improve the economic growth and enhance industrialization in the country. Governor Emmanuel, who made the call when he received a team from Revenue Mobilization Allocation Fiscal Commission RMAFC on a sensitization visit led by the Federal Commissioner Sunday Ayang at the State Government House Uyo, urged them to reflect major challenges of the states in their input and work towards its implementation to further assist states tackle pending financial issues.
I want to say here that some of the gray areas and some of the areas of concern, please, I want to appeal. Let it not be one of those exercises, because we've done this similar exercise over and over again. It wasn't implemented. This would be an exercise that should yield results. So honestly, the coverage sharing formula is not helping matters at all. Especially we also in oil producing area. What people have signed to law at the center is also a major problem. How can you say that the community will take only 3% of the profit of the NNPC? So I just hope this won't be a similar exercise. Whatsoever we contribute will be taken into consideration. What we should do should help build the country, unite the country, coordinate economic activities for our growth and then for the interest of everybody so that we can live at peace.
while stating that the state does not receive revenue from the large gas reserve or VAT from international oil companies IOC operating in the state. The governor again called on the federal government to review the revenue allocation of the state to address the issue of population increase, marine security along the coastal lines, and erosion menace to reduce the burden of the state.
Then the issue of gas is a major issue. I can't be a state that sits on the largest quantum of gas in this country and I'm not getting anything. 36.1% of oil and gas reserves of Nigeria is in Akwa Ibom State and I'm not getting anything from gas. So how is it computed? Then we're coming into another controversy of VAT. All VAT from all these IOCs, where do they pay them to? They're not paying them to us. The issue of VAT from all these IOCs, from oil and gas, should actually go to where these things are being produced, to the state they are being produced. Once again, I wish you success in this exercise and also hope to hear results very, very soon.
Government House correspondent Jane Owa reports that earlier in his address, the team leader from RMAFC and Federal Commissioner representing Akwa Ibom State, Sunday Anyang, stated that the purpose of the visit was to sensitize Akwa Ibom people on the review of sharing formula between the federal government, state and local, where stakeholders will send in their inputs to capture grey areas.
Primary purpose of our meeting or our visit is to sensitize the good people of Akwa Ibom State on the fact that the revenue mobilization, allocation and fiscal commission is embarking on an exercise to review vertical formula for sharing the integration revenue between the federal government, state and local government. We believe the people of Akwa Ibom State, as indeed all Nigerians, all stakeholders in this exercise, will take a deep interest in what is going on.
According to Anyang, the Constitution makes provision for the exercise to be carried out in 5 years to further improve on revenue among the 3 tiers of government, noting that the team is working towards presenting memoranda before President Muhammadu Buhari for assessment and necessary actions. Meanwhile, Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel has approved the immediate award of contract for the intervention in the erosion sites at Ikpa Road and Uyo Village Road. The State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Comrade Udom Emmanuel, who disclosed this when he briefed Government House correspondents shortly after the State Executive Council meeting presided over by Governor Emmanuel, said the Council also directed the State Commissioner for Environment and Solid Minerals to act immediately to prevent further degradation of the environment and loss of property. He further noted that Council reiterated their earlier decision on the upper age limit of 12 years for students seeking entry-level admission into public junior secondary schools in the state and charged school administrators to strictly adhere to the decision.
We also discussed the issue of erosion menace in Akwa Ibom State generally, particularly the Ikpa Road, Uyo Village Road axis. And ESCO immediately directed the award of contracts for intervention in the erosion sites at Ikpa Road and Uyo Village Road. Recall that the age limit for entry level into secondary schools had earlier been selected by ESCO to be 12 years. And as school is about to start, principals and school administrators are reminded that for entry level, students must not be older than 12. If for any reason they are older than 12, their parents or guardian must sign an undertaking of good behavior.
According to him, Governor Emmanuel also announced that the state creation anniversary celebration this year will be low-key to help with the management of COVID-19, adding that emphasis for this year's celebration will, however, be on projects commissioning, while stating that the governor, upon receipt of the COVID-19 status report and vaccination update from the State Commissioner for Health, directed increased awareness on vaccination. The information boss also disclosed that the governor directed the health commissioner to set up a monitoring team to ensure the standardization of all medical laboratories operational in Uyo, following the alarming rise in the discrepancies in medical laboratories results, which have led to avoidable deaths in the state.
His Excellency the Governor in Council received the advice from the COVID-19 Management Committee advising that with the current spike and pressure from the Delta variant of COVID, that all states' anniversary celebration should be low-key. Emphasis, therefore, would rather be on commissioning of projects. The COVID status was also presented by the Honorable Commissioner for Health, and His Excellency the Governor insisted that increased awareness campaign should be undertaken and that people should submit themselves for vaccination.
Again, Government House correspondent Jane Noah reports that Mmobong also announced that the State Commissioner for Trade and Investment presented the Made in Akwa Ibom tissue paper produced by Dakada Cottage Industry. He informed that all the requisite approvals have been obtained and the product is ready for the market. Away from that, some core members in Akwa Ibom State have expressed divergent views over the National Youth Service Corps NYSC scheme, evaluating how well or otherwise the scheme has been able to achieve its primary purpose of engendering unity in Nigeria. Speaking with Planet News, some of the core members praised the creation of NYSC, urging federal government to pay more attention to the scheme. They narrated how the program has been effective in creating unity in multi-ethnic Nigeria through intertribal marriages and interaction with different cultures across the country. However, further speaking with our correspondent, some dissenting voices lamented loss of lives as a result of the scheme, saying it has produced little to no unity after 48 years of its existence.
NYSC as a scheme primarily was for the young people to relate with our environment and get to know the richness of what we have in this nation. I think to a great extent this has really helped us.
So they had a very clear objective, and I think it's actually worth it.
NYSC is a very big platform and a very good one created by the federal government for the sole purpose of creating unity, and I think it should be given more attention.
It has taken lives, like people traveling from one state to another, they endanger their life just because of NYSC.
But for me coming here, I've been able to interact with people here. Most of the misconception I have about the South has been tarnished. I believe it's a sensible move.
On if the scheme has been effective in achieving its core aim of uniting all parts of the vast country, the core members said there is still work to be done, while a few feel the scheme has failed in breaking the jinx of discrimination, which they believe is still rife in the country.
I, for one, for example, I came from the east, and here am I being posted to the west, and I've been able to learn the culture. The primary purpose why NYSC was created has been achieved.
It has done a bit of unifying of Nigeria, but it has not worked as much or as well as it ought to work.
More people should be encouraged to go for NYSC, and the essence of unity should also be preached. So I believe with this way it will go a long way to create more unity.
I think it has created like kind of ethnic unity between the different ethnic tribes in Nigeria.
The unity about NYSC is just only when you're in camp. NYSC has not created any unity in Nigeria because there's still that discrimination. See people discriminating. No, she's an Hausa, this person is an Igbo, this person is a Yoruba. What is happening in the country, it's also affecting the NYSC shame.
The NYSC scheme was created by former Nigerian head of state Yakubu Gowon in 1973. You are listening to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Let's take a breather and then bring in more stories from the foreign sports and entertainment scenes. Do stay with us.
So my son, welcome to the Kalangolo Shrine. The gods are with us. What can I do for you?
Baba, the wind do me and I even sick self. I think say him give me HIV.
Eh? No.
What do you mean, Baba?
No way anybody fit use witch give you HIV. If anybody tell you that one, na lie them talk. Because witch no fit give person HIV.
No matter how the wind strong, nobody fit give or carry HIV from witchcraft.
Thanks for staying with us, and now onto the foreign scene, where a state of emergency has been declared in New York City after it was hit by record rainfall and flash flooding as a result of Tropical Storm Ida. Mayor Bill de Blasio said the city was enduring an historic weather event with brutal flooding and dangerous conditions on the roads. Footage on social media showed water pouring into subway stations and people's homes and flooded roads. New Jersey also declared an emergency and reported at least one death. The local mayor said a person drowned in Passaic, New Jersey, while a tornado also destroyed at least 9 homes in Malacca Hill in the same state. Meanwhile, in Spain, an intense rainstorm has led to severe flooding with thousands of homes currently without electricity, while roads and rail links have been forced to close. Coastal towns in the northeastern region of Catalonia bore the brunt of the storm, as well as parts of central Spain near Madrid. In sports, Team Nigeria settled for bronze medal after going down to a 2-0 defeat to Australia in the semi-finals of the men's team class 9-10 event of the table tennis competition at the 2020 Paralympic Games in Tokyo. In the doubles game, Tajuddin Agumbiade and Alabi Olufemi lost 3-1 to Australian pair Malin Joel and Joel Coughlin. After losing the first set 12-10, the Nigerian team fought back to win 11-8, only to lose 12-10 again in the third set. They, however, failed to keep up the momentum by losing the fourth set 11-5 for a 3-1 major score line. Ma went on to beat Agumbiade 3-2 in the opening singles, coming from 2 sets down to win the final 3 sets 11-3, 11-9, 11-8. Team Nigeria now have 3 gold, 1 silver, and 3 bronze medals from the Games. And on the entertainment scene, veteran singer and songwriter Elton John has announced that he is set to release an album of songs recorded during lockdown, when he made music with stars including Stevie Wonder while observing social distancing. The 74-year-old Grammy-winning artist said in a video on Instagram that the Lockdown Sessions album grew out of a series of one-off collaborations with musicians including Gorillaz, Miley Cyrus, and Wonder. According to him, the album will be released in October this year. It's been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM, Uyo, but before we go, a quick recap of the major stories. The Federal Executive Council, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari, has approved 79.649 billion naira for completion of the dualization project on the Odukpani-Itu-Ikot Ekpene Road in Akwa Ibom State. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control says the country recorded 582 new COVID-19 cases, with 44 new cases in Akwa Ibom, bringing the total number of infections in the country to 193,013. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel has called on the federal government to review upward the revenue allocation to states in order to improve the economic growth and enhance industrialization in the country. On the foreign scene, we told you that a state of emergency has been declared in New York City after it was hit by record rainfall and flash flooding as a result of Tropical Storm Ida. And in sports, reported that Team Nigeria settled for bronze medal after going down to a 2-0 defeat to Australia in the semi-finals of the men's team class 9-10 event of the table tennis competition at the 2020 Paralympic Games in Tokyo. For comments and coverage of your newsworthy events, call our newsroom on 0812 770 2940. Visit our website on planet101fm.ng and also like our Facebook page at Planet101FM. Uyo. The news was edited by Jane Owa. As we end the news, remember that we all need to inspire togetherness and peaceful coexistence. It is true that no one achieves success without the help of others. My name is Xavier Robert. Good afternoon to you.